Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Hey Poor Pet blah 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 blah. Blah. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Hey Poor Podcast. This is your host Ed Pixels, and I'm joined today with Trevor.
What's up?
Jay.
Witty catchphrase.
Marius.
Hey.
And Andrew.
Hey, guys.
And we're here to talk about the Xbox 720, Durango, Infinite, the One. Yes, Microsoft's new system, the One, was revealed today. It's called the One because Microsoft hopes to make it an all-in-one media suite for your living room. There's been a little good to come with the system and a whole lot of bad. We'll get to that. What do you guys think about what you saw so far? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got eye cancer.
I didn't
Eye
walk
cancer.
away impressed.
Eye cancer.
honestly like.
Go ahead.
I honestly liked what I saw better than the PS4 because, you know, the console reveal is supposed to be about the machine. PS4 didn't even show a box. Xbox 360 made it all about the Xbox One made it all about the One. That's what you're supposed to do with a console reveal. Talk about the console.
But also, it is a console that should play games, and they should also have spent some time focusing on games. I mean, they did, but not the games we really wanted.
Here's the thing.
I don't know. I really want Forza 5. I'm a big Forza fan, so I'm pretty excited about that one.
Here's the
I
thing.
know, but they showed 7 games. Oh, sorry, Jay, go on.
No, it's okay. I agree with Trevor, actually, that, like, it should be about the hardware, and they said at the beginning of that event that this is about the hardware and the entertainment purposes. That's fine. That's a good idea, since E3 is, like, less than 3 weeks away, I think. You know, Yeah, exactly. That's no problem, but I think where they messed up is just spending so long focusing on the same parts of that entertainment and hardware spectrum. Like, over half of that conference was just about how it functions with television. And that's cool and all, but Nintendo did a better job at showing off their TV integration than this did. And that says something to me. I don't know.
Well, before we get a little sidetracked, let's talk about exactly what it does. Now, the big draw, at least, at like what Jay was saying, is that the Xbox itself is going to be, like I said earlier, an all-in-one hub where you can just be in the middle of playing a game and tell your Xbox, hey, Xbox TV, and it'll go to your TV. It'll go to live cable. You can, gesture, say what channel, and you're going to switch your channels, your game inputs, yada, yada, go to a movie, go to the web. That's great and all. And really, they're novel ideas. It was really impressive watching the hands-on demonstration. But the thing is, from my perspective, these are a lot of functions that, while they look awesome and they're a cool proof of concept, I don't see myself doing half of that stuff. If I want to watch a movie, I'll watch a movie. I'm not too lazy to use my remote. I'm in it for the games. I'm not really going to jump into matchmaking and twiddle around on a movie for 5 minutes just because I can. And it's a whole lot of nothing for the game, right? I don't think any of it's really significant. And it seems like that's what the bulk of the conference was.
Yeah.
One thing I do like is they showed off that snap-in thing where you could have a movie or game playing and then snap in little thing in the right. So say, you're playing a game but you hate the music and you want to listen to Pandora. Bam, snap in. Pandora running over here playing good music while you're playing your game.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I mean, that is cool.
It's, I don't know. I think... No, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Well, no, I was going to say, I think the cool features, like, you mentioned that you liked this event more than the PS3 or the PS4 event. I think the reason to me that this one has been a little more sullied, at least in its initial presentation, is that the PS4 event, like, I even if you didn't really enjoy it, there wasn't really that much bad to say about it. This one, I just feel like the few good things, like that snap feature, were just muddled with sports stuff, Call of Duty stuff. It just felt like a really awkward presentation where they didn't know what their focus was supposed to be and decided to put their focus in all the wrong places.
Yeah, I was definitely getting a jock box vibe off the whole thing, to tell you the truth. And that's fine and well. But how often? I mean, I've seen a ton of console reveals in my day, and sports have never been front and center what you want to show for your system. I mean, they're going to be across the board on all the consoles, okay? And these are all just. Hey, what's that?
I was gonna say, wasn't sports a pretty big thing for Sega throughout all its consoles? Like, was the Genesis was like the sports thing, and then Dreamcast sports.
It was, but for the Genesis, I mean, any magazine you opened up or any videos you saw from the Consumer Electronics Show in '89, it was all about the arcade ports, really.
Yeah.
You're looking for your mascots, your flagship characters, and sports games don't really offer that. And again, they're going to be on all the major systems. Sorry, Wii U. Yep. EA doesn't love you.
Yeah, it's dumb, and Nintendo is quote-unquote walking dead.
But, mascots aside, and I don't want to digress too much here. I want to get back to the conference itself. We can, weigh the differences between Sony and Microsoft show a little down the road. But I do want to say that the one thing, and I think it ties into this, is at the beginning of Sony's conference, all you saw for the first, 5 minutes, was nothing but footage of old games and Sony IPs, and just, you get this wall of memories of just awesome games that were a blast to play. This was so cut and dry and plain. It was like an Apple presentation. It was a whole new world, and I just didn't get any of that. I didn't get an urge to just run to my Xbox and play something just from, it didn't excite me. It really didn't.
I can agree completely.
Yeah, same.
I really, honestly, my personal opinion, I didn't go in there expecting much, mainly because of all the rumors we've heard, and honestly, I didn't take a lot out of it. It just, not a lot of things really impressed me.
I think it's interesting to say, too, that the news that wasn't addressed during the conference, and I think it wasn't addressed with good reason by Microsoft themselves, but the news reports coming out post-presentation, they're really dicey, and I can't think of one of them that's really good. Did you guys want to bring anything else up about the conference before we get to that stuff?
Well, we could talk about some of the stuff that I guess we enjoyed about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a little bitter taste in my mouth.
There are, in fact, those things, despite how we
There are at least a few good things, surprisingly.
Yeah, and, I want to say that I know this is all piss and vinegar so far. I have loved my Xbox consoles immensely. I'm here for the games. I'm not here for the name brands. I could care less about the companies. Just give me the software. But I don't know, guys. The 2005 presentation for the 360 was incredible, and I don't know. Just wow. It's hard not to be grumbling about this.
Well, I guess I bring an interesting dynamic to this because I didn't care about any of the PlayStation games that they showed that are coming to PS4. I like old PlayStation games like, things like Crash Bandicoot, Ratchet and Clank, things like that, but those weren't shown. As a Forza fan, they did show Forza and said it would be available at launch. Forza's not available on PlayStation 4, so Xbox wins by money.
That's true.
Yeah, Forza did look incredible.
It does, and that's the argument you can make for any console. Like, I got a Wii U because I like Zelda and Metroid, and, whatever. You can make that argument for whichever console you like the most. I think the most surprised, can I say the one thing I was surprised about with the conference was honestly the Call of Duty thing at the end. That was way too long, but I've never been much of a Call of Duty fan. Like, I have a friend who's really into those games. I played with him. They're okay. If that one is like it seems like they've added some espionage stuff in there, some more creative gameplay involving the segments where you're underwater fighting and stuff.
And dogs.
The dog thing. I think the dog thing would be even cool. If that game is what it looks like, which is something more like sort of espionage based, I'm all over that. Like that honestly looks like it has the potential to be pretty damn cool.
The last Call of Duty game that I actually enjoyed was the first Modern Warfare. After that, I was just like, I tried Modern Warfare 2 and I was like, and then I just kind of lost interest. But if that does actually bring something fresh and new, then yeah, I might pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, another thing about it, too, that could make it pretty awesome is Stephen Gaghan, the guy who wrote Traffic, he's doing the storyline for it. And Traffic was an incredible movie, so I think maybe if anyone is the guy to actually humanize the, generic soldiers from a Call of Duty game, I think he might be the guy to do it.
Yeah. Get a Call of Duty game with like a Halo Reach sort of story, like where you care about the squad sort of, like that could be cool. I'd be all over that.
Oh, absolutely. And, for what it's worth, I know that it's trendy to talk shit on the Call of Duty games, but they're satisfying.
They're not bad games. It's just how frequently they come out. Like that's
exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's a huge problem. I mean, sequelitis is a terrible thing. But on that note, and this is another good thing I do want to bring out of the conference. Again, it wasn't all doom and gloom. It's just the news that we're going to get to later. This kind of has a black cloud hanging over this. Yeah. But they said that Microsoft Game Studios currently has 16 games in development right now, which is awesome, and 8 of them are new IPs. That's great.
Cool.
Yes.
How often do you see 8 new IPs in a year to begin with nowadays?
Yeah.
I mean,
so here is how Microsoft can win the next generation. Release a new game from Rare that isn't just a Kinect title.
Don't
Grabbed by the ghoulies too?
Okay,
don't get me started, guys. Don't let me on that Rare bandwagon.
Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts 2.
Get out of here,
No.
Marius. You should get the fuck out.
Viva Pinata. Viva Pinata was fun.
Viva Pinata
That'd be cool.
Great.
That's cool.
I'd enjoy a new Viva Pinata.
Hell yeah.
But, no.
I think that is really interesting, and I don't think it's a problem that they're probably going to show a lot of those at E3 too.
Yeah, right.
They said all of those titles that they're working on will be released within the first year of the Xbox One's release. Yeah.
What did you guys think of Quantum Break from what you saw?
Okay, I'll cut that off. No. just what? I finished watching the trailer and what did I just watch?
Did you see the original Alan Wake trailer?
Yes. But
similar, I mean.
But I don't know, but like half of it was live action and she was just like, hey, you want to see this or something? I don't fucking know. And then just a ship crashing into a bridge and that was the trailer.
Why are you so special? Are you sure you want to know? What is this game? Are you sure you want to know?
Of a bad cable horror serial.
Like, just what?
Bad Stephen King movie, more like.
Like, I mean, I'd be interested in
There's no such thing as a bad Stephen King movie.
The Langoliers laughs in your face, good sir.
I actually like the Langoliers.
I'm scaring the little girl!
I'd actually be interested in it if I actually knew what the fuck was going on.
Before we move on, I want to say that I'm probably the only football fan here, and I was a little excited about the whole expanded NFL experience, but unless I can watch out-of-region games live on my Xbox, I couldn't care less. As a Jacksonville Jaguars fan living in Austin, Texas, it's hard as hell to watch games.
With all the talk they have of integrating your cable with the system, I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes a reality, though.
Yeah, it probably will.
That doesn't seem like asking for a lot.
No,
yeah, if that happens, then, that Forza, Xbox has my vote, so.
Well, also, Marius, you were talking about the tech specs, and you sounded pretty impressed.
Yeah, it's going to have 8 cores, 8 gigabytes of RAM.
Holy shit.
It's going to run on Windows 8 kernel as basis of the platform.
Well, there's actually 3 different operating systems within.
Yeah, but that's basis. The kernel is
yeah.
the basis.
Right.
Bad.
Yeah, it's
it's going to have a Blu-ray drive, 500 gigabyte hard drive, and it's going to have USB 3.0 support.
So, they're going to be selling this puppy at a loss, and they're going to have to pay royalties to Sony for the Blu-ray drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they've got a lot of confidence in this.
You have to wonder what they're going to price it at on that note.
That was interesting that wasn't announced anywhere. I mean, that'll probably be an E3 thing again, though.
Yeah, you're not going to even have to wait a month to hear that, I'm sure.
No.
E3 is very soon.
Yeah.
2.5 weeks.
Oh, I can't wait.
June 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the most thing I'm looking forward to at E3 is Smash Bros. 4.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I could just get Smash Bros. 4 at E3 and that's it, I'd be happy, I'd walk away, and I wouldn't need anything else.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, it's really... Anyone else have anything positive to add?
Well, the Kinect looked pretty cool, to be honest with you. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot more responsive and nicer.
If what we
than-
saw on stage is actually representative of what the
True.
Kinect can actually do, then that's pretty impressive.
There are some
Yeah.
people which have already tested it, the people from The Verge, and they have made a video of it, and it looks pretty good, and it works using infrared instead of multiple cameras, which is way better, and it even works in the dark. So, if you're one of those trolls which never leaves your room and hates light, there you go. You can finally use Kinect.
That's actually pretty cool.
I don't know if the voice recognition is nicely functioning as they demoed it. I mean, and I don't mean to sound like a pessimist, and boy have I tonight, guys, just for the record. But I think that obviously, and I said earlier before the podcast, that Skype conversation, it smelled a little fishy. That didn't seem entirely legit to me either. They hired the worst actor in the world to get behind the camera there, or it was pre-rendered. And if that's the case, then you also have to wonder about just how responsive the voice commands are. If somebody was pulling the strings behind the curtain.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
Are you trying to tell me the guy who he was talking to was pre-rendered?
No, pre-recorded.
Yeah, but he said pre-rendered, so...
Oh my god, if he was, that would be like the best... That would be the best piece of graphics
I'm getting
ever.
cell processor commercials flashing through my mind right now. Do anyone remember those creepy cell processor commercials from back when the PS2 was released?
Creepy baby.
With the little girl.
Oh, yeah.
With the pigtails. Oh.
Remember the
Nightmare
Emotion
food.
Engine?
Oh, that's what I meant. Emotion Engine. I'm sorry. Not cell.
Yeah.
I'm a generation ahead.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot.
Well, let's stop talking about the few good and let's go into the bad. The many, many bad.
Okay,
It's
so...
not just one, like the name makes you think it is.
And that's the thing. I'd like to keep talking it up. I mean, like I said, the functionality, some of it's cool. I don't think I'm going to use a great deal of it. But again, what I want to get to is the stuff that was announced, or rather leaked, after the conference. Because that's the stuff that I really can't get off my mind. Marius and Andrew, I feel like you probably have a lot to add to this. So, have at it.
Well, I'll start. They didn't really talk about it during the conference, but after there was things from Wired admitting how you can't play used games, which is dumb.
Well, you probably can, but you're going to have to pay a fee.
Yeah, that's what they
Well, okay.
build.
I would like to add, I looked at that Wired. Okay, someone linked me a Polygon article that linked to a Wired article. I searched for the word fee and, used and stuff like that throughout the entire article. Not once did it show up. So that Wired article, I don't know what version you guys read, but the version I read mentioned absolutely nothing about fees for used games.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
I have to find it again.
Kotaku wrote also about it, and
Yeah.
they had
Yeah, that's the article I saw was the Kotaku article.
yeah, that's the one I
See,
saw.
it's funny because the first places, like, I saw people starting to tweet this on Twitter immediately after the conference, and I noticed that almost like 99% of these links were coming from really small-time gaming websites that I've never even heard of. So it seems to me like a lot of people just stirring up speculation in order to drive page view revenues on the fear of gamers.
And that's very possible.
Sure.
Well, there's other things. I mean, we'll go off of that since that's up in the air. But then there's the not backwards compatibility, which to me, I feel like Microsoft, as soon as the Xbox One comes out, that they'll drop all support for the 360.
Oh, absolutely.
Unlike
Like
Sony,
they did with the
who is-
Xbox.
And like Nintendo did with the
To
Wii,
note,
essentially,
that
aside
is-
from the monolith
That's
stuff.
just
I
the
mean.
usual thing at this point.
Right.
That makes sense to do.
But Sony has talked about how they're going to continue supporting the PS3.
we should say something about this. It's not only disc support, it's also for all games which you bought online for your Xbox Live account. They won't work.
Yeah,
then keep your original Xbox. Or keep your Xbox 360.
Yeah, I'm one of the school where I really don't agree with knocking a company for not supporting backwards compatibility. It's a new product. That's, it's bells and whistles, guys.
Also,
You can't hold it against
PS4
them.
is not backwards compatible either, so if you're going to count that against Microsoft, count it against Sony also.
Well, actually, no, you can't say that because Gakkai hopes to host the entire PlayStation catalog that you can access through your PS4. Hopes. I don't think it's feasible, but it's definitely on the agenda. They plan to do it. So
what's different is Sony is going to continue to support the PS3. The PS3...
They supported the PS2 for years.
Yeah, exactly.
After the PS3 was
well,
released.
there's a difference between keeping it alive and keeping it on life support.
I keep it real.
Like at the PS4... the PS4 conference, most of the games that they announced were coming out for both PS3 and PS4. It's not like they're going to leave the PS3 in the dust.
Well, you could say that about most of the games that were actually announced today, too. I'm sure that Madden's coming out on the 360. I'm sure that NHL is coming out on the 360. Forza, no. Call of Duty, yes. So, really, there weren't any major exclusives with the exception of Forza. And
that's the thing.
And the Call of Duty DLC, which is going to be the system setup.
Can you guys remember the last system launch where there were this many games that were coming out for current and past gen?
Not really, no.
No.
That's kind of depressing, at least to me, a little bit.
Yeah, and
I also want to say that they keep saying it's like, oh, we kept the PS2 alive for 10 years or whatever, but the last 4 or 5 years, how many actual PlayStation games came out of that? I mean, the only thing I saw of the last couple of years of the PlayStation was really shitty third-party licensed games like SpongeBob and
there's a Toy Story 3.
I think that,
and I don't really count that as keeping a system alive. That's just more like
most of the Final Fantasy compilations in the latter years. I believe they were.
So licensed games and re-releases of old games.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're supporting a console that isn't your current console, I don't know what more you expect than that, though. Like, that's fine.
Right.
I don't know. If that's the kind of support you're going to get, I don't really see that as a good thing.
Well, I mean, we can say this right now. I mean, we've gotten 8 years out of our 360s at this point. That's a great run. It's the longest generation in the history of gaming, with the exception of Brazil's Master System. I don't want Trevor to shoot me down there. God, they love that fucking thing. Call of Duty on the Master System is incredible. Have you ever shot a motherfucker in the face in 8 bits? Fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
Didn't the Famicom also last longer in Japan?
Probably. I think
and in
the thing
Hong
with
Kong as well.
the thing with the backwards compatibility.
I don't know, man. They were making Master System games till like '96. What's that, Jay?
Oh, sorry. The thing with the backwards compatibility is I do see what you're saying about it being not a big deal because it's a new hardware, whatever. But and I feel like I think we were talking about this before once, but like if I get a PS4, like I'm probably not going to get a PS4 at launch, but I would have if it was backwards compatible with a PS3 because I never had a PS3, and even if there's nothing I care about a PS4 at launch, I still want to play a lot of PS3 games I never got to play, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of.
Same way.
That's the exact same way a lot of Xbox people are going to be. I'm sure there will be some people who never had a 360 who were PS3 people last generation who if they see this was backwards compatible, they would say, oh, hey, I'll pick this up even if I don't care about Call of Duty just to go and play all the Gears games or go play all the whatever that's Xbox exclusive. Now they can't do that, and I think they're cutting off some of the market there. I don't think it's that big a deal. It's just it will affect things, though.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, and back on the games thing, back on like the thing of what actual games were shown, I feel like Trevor, you were saying how the Forza Motorsport thing affected your decision a lot, like you're probably going to get one because that's Forza. That's understandable. I feel like even if, and you also mentioned how the PS4 thing, they didn't really show any games you cared about. I feel like I don't disagree with you. Like a lot of the PS4 games that their thing were kind of weird, but I just the things they chose to show at this one, at this event when they did show games, it was a sequel and more sequels and one new game. One new IP, or we think it's a new IP. Who knows? It could turn out to be like that whole Phantom Pain thing that turned out to be Metal Gear Solid 5. It could be some existing series in disguise. Like to me, just the fact that they didn't bother to show anything that looked like it was going to do anything new or innovative just cemented it that they're in the wrong direction to me.
Well, again, we'll see in 2 weeks, because hopefully we'll see some of the games that Microsoft Game Studios says they're working on. 8 new IPs. I'm excited.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
But
exciting.
why did they even do such a stream if it's only 2 weeks away from E3?
That was actually, you just took what I was going to actually say next is, with the way things have gone and the fact that a lot of new news, or at least rumors, have been circulating post-conference, do you really think it was worth it for Microsoft to even have an event of their own this close to E3?
I do.
Do you think they kind of spent their load ahead of time?
No.
They just
actually, I
wanted to do the same as everyone else. Nintendo started it, Sony copied it, so Microsoft had to do it.
Nintendo's doing their Nintendo Directs constantly.
Yeah,
though.
Nintendo unveiled the Wii U at E3, but I don't think it's them trying to be like everyone else. I think it's the right idea, saving E3 for the games.
Right.
And
Exactly.
This way,
They did like an hour-long conference on the console itself.
Yeah.
Now they don't have to spend that hour introducing the console at E3, and
Right.
they can use that extra hour to show more games.
exactly.
Do you guys remember the Wii U live stream before the E3 of the Wii U?
No, actually.
Yeah.
What?
I vaguely remember this.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? Well, that was directly before, wasn't it? Though.
Yeah, but
think
nobody
it
was really excited over the conference. Everybody said the other companies won the show because they didn't show something big. So if you show a console, you're guaranteed to have news stories like Xbox One E3, which is a nice media boost.
True, but now
don't
no
know.
one has any new hardware to show, so it's kind of still even ground.
Yeah, I
Right,
see why
and now it's all about the games.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, Sony still has hardware to show because they haven't showed us that yet.
Well,
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, who cares? This again. Who cares about what the box looks like? We've heard the specs for it. I'm not having this argument again.
I care about it.
So hey guys, I was just reading up about the fact used games.
Yeah.
And Microsoft says in a official Q&A that we are designing the Xbox One to enable customers to trade in and resell games. They said we'll have more details to share later.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I've also come across another article about the fact that we'll be able to trade in the games online.
That's another thing is I've been hearing more stuff since the conference about it, about the online part, about it, being that if you get the game on disc, if you get Xbox One games on discs, it'll be like you have to download everything from the cloud, like the Xbox, the disc rather, will just have the base level of data. So that would fall in line with that, I suppose.
You won't even be able to use the disc to play the games. You put the disc in, it installs, and it's like on a PC with Steam, and you can throw the disc away. It's done.
Yeah.
Now, they haven't really
that's
confirmed
another
that this
thing
isn't
where-
the case for the PS4 yet either, have they? I know there's a huge emphasis on the cloud there.
Not as big as here, though, from what I can think of.
That's another thing where it's just something that's unconfirmed. Like no one from Microsoft has said that game installs are mandatory.
Mm.
I have.
I think I've read that from a few.
It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I've seen it from places. I don't know if it was directly from Microsoft. Then there's the other thing of it being online once per day or whatever. That like how
They have flat out said no.
No,
it is not going to be always online.
Yeah, to the original always
no,
online.
not always online, but
this is a new
can't
thing.
Indefinitely run without the internet.
Yeah,
this is a new thing
This is a new thing that just came up today after the conference, where they said, yeah, it needs to be connected for, I guess, maintenance. Who knows? Checking, make sure.
It's probably
per day.
DRM related.
At least once per day.
Counterfeiting.
Exactly.
Here's the exact quote. No, it does not have to be always connected, but Xbox One does require a connection to the internet.
Yeah.
Right. They responded, there are many devices in your life that require the internet to function. However, the Xbox is no different in that it requires at some point in the beginning and at various times through its on state to connect to our cloud and to the internet. That is to deliver Xbox Live functionality, that is to deliver download content to you, that is to deliver innovations around TV and entertainment that we showed today. But it doesn't require it to be online all the time. Now,
so in other words, if you don't ever want your Xbox to update, you can still play it offline.
No,
I don't think it functions.
So here, I'm on Kotaku, article about it, and they asked, if I'm playing a single-player game, do I have to be online at least once per hour or something like that, or can I go weeks and weeks? Harrison from Microsoft said, I believe it's 24 hours. So Kotaku responds, I'd have to connect online once every day.
And to
he
clarify,
said, yes.
that's Phil Harrison,
Correct.
Microsoft's vice president.
Yes, correct. So at least once a damn day.
So what if you just go on vacation and leave your Xbox home and don't connect for a week?
Then you can't play until you connect it online when you get back.
Now, you can argue that, I got my iPad here. You know what? Without the internet, it's essentially a paperweight, and I accept it for that.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really true. If you jailbreak it, you can put apps
Okay, well, I'm talking about out of the box.
out.
Mine isn't jailbreak.
Yeah, mine is
so
the
out of the
whole
box.
jailbreaking thing.
But at least with, your iPad, you can download apps and play them on the go wherever you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to be connected to the internet to play certain, apps and games and do
This is like if the model of Vita that gets the 3G connection or 4G connection, if that had to be constantly connected to it, that would be ridiculous and completely defeat the purpose of a portable, just like this completely kind of defeats the purpose of a home console. Like, when I think home console, I think online, but more than that, I think something that I can always use when I'm here. It doesn't matter if my internet's down for some reason. Well, I should still be able to play the thing.
What was that, Trevor?
I was going to say that I think one thing a lot of people are assuming is that you have to have an Xbox Live Gold account for this to work.
They never said anything about that.
Yeah, they never said that. So even with Xbox 360, you can still have a silver account and still connect to the internet.
Right.
That's the other thing.
And I don't think they're going to change the plans much. I mean, they said at the beginning of the conference itself that you're going to be using your existing subscription. So I imagine some of the same rules that apply to Live now are going to apply out of the box to the One.
Yeah, I don't know.
Still doesn't feel natural saying the One yet.
No, it doesn't at all.
I honestly don't. I mean, you can call me out if this turns out to be wrong, but I honestly don't think that if you miss a couple of days of being online, that they're just going to block you from being able to play games.
No, it won't be that.
You'd have to connect to the internet again to be able to play games.
Yeah, it's once you can again, then
it's something very similar to the
what
fact that I can't play shit on my Wii U right now because my internet's on the fritz and it won't finish a system update. So whenever I try to run a game, it's like has to update system, but fucking can't. So I imagine it's going to be a similar circumstance.
Yeah.
My guess is if you boot the system up, it's going to try to...
Wait, say that word again?
If you're trying to boot the system up.
Boot. I love the way you say that.
Just emails all over again.
No, keep going, Marius. I'm sorry.
Just my German accent. Thank you for pointing that out.
I like it.
You're welcome.
Just go on.
F-job.
So, my guess is if you're trying to boot the system up, it's probably going to try to connect to the internet, and if it's not successful for the first time of the day, it's going to ask you to connect to the internet, or else you won't be able to proceed to the login screen.
Right.
Back on the Xbox Live thing for a second, just the fact of how much they talked about the ways the Xbox can connect to the TV and the ESPN app and all those new functions. I wouldn't be surprised if they use all the enhanced cable TV functions as an excuse to jack up the price of gold.
Yeah.
Do we know if that's going to be a gold membership only thing? Because
no, we don't know yet.
They never really said if it was going to be, and I don't know. Have they talked about the pricing for Xbox Live Gold?
Yeah, but they said you can use your existing account. I don't think they're going to make a lot of changes to the structure, and I think that's going to go both sides. Whereas I think that the silver membership, you're probably not going to get access to apps and internet play, and gold, well, we all know what that entails. You're going to get the full package, unless they go for a platinum kind of subscription that could be tantamount to, let's say, the PSN Plus, which would be interesting to see. But really, I don't want 3 pricing tiers for my fucking system. Just let me get everything out of the box, and we won't have any problems.
I mean, that's one thing. I see a lot of people complain about the price of Xbox Live Gold, but I mean, when you get down to it, it's $5 a month. Is that really all that much?
No, it's $10 a month, good sir.
If you buy
12 months for $60 is 5 months.
No. Well, if you do on a month to month, it's $10.
Yeah.
Well, don't do it on month to month then.
But it's still a lot of money.
That's a waste of money. Stop doing it.
I've been doing that for 10 years.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is that even if it isn't a lot of money, if if someone bought an Xbox 360 at launch, by now they've paid for that system twice just through paying gold.
Right.
Like it adds up more than you think.
But you also could buy a PS4 and pay nothing for a better online service, or you could buy a gaming PC and have a way better experience because you can adjust everything yourself.
Oh, enough of that
That is
gaming
true.
PC talk. Come
I don't
on.
know, I've heard a lot of people complain about the stability of the PlayStation Network.
On PS3, yeah. PS4, I would assume, is going to be a lot higher quality. But
Wait,
that's
did you
neither
guys-
here nor there.
But is it still going to be free?
Probably.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about how many servers that the Xbox One will be using for Xbox Live?
30,000, right?
No,
No,
300,000.
300,000.
That's a lot.
With I think the Xbox 360 uses 15,000 right now, they said,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
Xbox One will be using 300,000, which is
I've spent $1,440 on Microsoft Live. Fuck.
Oh my
shit.
god.
That's just terrible.
And was it fun to play online? For a
That's
few
almost
minutes?
enough for a PS4, guys.
Almost.
That's more than enough to build like the best gaming PC you can need.
No, that's not.
Or buy
Like,
2 Neo Geo
yes.
games.
But just
So, yeah,
guys.
what did everyone think of the whole the Halo TV show?
Oh my God, no. Oh man, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I think it sounds cool, right? Like I'm not even that much of a Halo
It's
fan.
Steven
but that's
Spielberg. How can you go
Exactly.
wrong?
Hell yeah.
I don't care.
Honestly, that
On the
was
flip
my
side,
favorite thing.
I'm not
to
really
come out of that.
passionate about the Halo story, but I'll bet it's going to be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
I've heard
I
good
I
things.
will say that at least Steven Spielberg does know gaming pretty well. Like, have you guys
Yeah.
ever played The Dig?
no, but I know
Oh,
he has
God.
something to do with it.
Yeah, that has
That's fantastic.
awesome story, and that was, Steven Spielberg. I don't know how much he worked on it, but I know he was had a lot of influence on that game.
Yeah.
And Steven Spielberg made Boom Blocks, which is a hell of a lot of
Oh
fun.
my God,
You
Boom
made
Block.
Boom Blocks? Wow.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
didn't
that
know
was a Steven Spielberg game.
That's cool.
I love Boom Block.
That's like one of my favorite party games. That's awesome.
Yes.
Now,
And-
getting back to this, I just want to say, what games are you guys looking forward to see on the one that they haven't announced? I mean, Sony's got a huge stable of franchises that come out every year. You look at the Uncharted, the God of Wars. Microsoft, not so much, especially with Bungie leaving. It's kind of slim pickings. What would you like to see return on the one, reborn in new form?
I was thinking about this, and I realized that there are no, like, Xbox exclusive series
I racked
that
my
care
brain
about.
trying to think of games.
Yeah, I don't play Gears of War, and I don't play Halo. Like,
I
those
know
games I
two
don't think-
games which I would want to see back again, but good.
You're gonna say Shingeki
Banjo-Kazooie
and
and
that-
Conker's Third Day.
Yeah, absolutely. If they could get Rare to make good games again, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I think, have there been any Perfect Dark games since Perfect Dark Zero?
Nope.
That'd be cool.
Well,
if they
actually,
did
I take that back. There was the Xbox Live Arcade version, which was pretty
Yeah,
good.
which is just an update to the N64 version.
I'll take Perfect Dark and
Damn
60
good
frames
update
per
to the
second.
N64.
Yeah, here's the thing. If Microsoft had Rare make good games again, I could see them doing Perfect Dark over doing another Banjo-Kazooie just because of the kind of market Microsoft tries to pander to. Like, Perfect Dark,
Shooter cell.
Perfect Dark is just a little closer to, like, the Halo, Call of Duty kind of thing than something like Banjo-Kazooie.
No, maybe we make a new Banjo.
What the fuck has Rare been up to over the past?
Making
Connect
avatars.
Sports and Connect Sports
Yeah,
2.
Connect Sports.
Yeah,
and well,
and
Rare.
Avatars.
Yeah, the Xbox.
The problem
Avatars
is that is not an RC Pro Am 2.
Nintendo just needs to buy
Battletoads.
the Banjo IP from Rare.
I don't need to deal with that tunnel race again. Oh my god.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the controller for the new Xbox?
It looks basically the same with a bigger share button than the PS4 controller.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
a little more like the original Xbox controller. I thought, but like if the 360 and original Xbox had a kid, this would basically be that disgusting looking kid, and he's kind of he's not exactly fat and not exactly thin. He's kind of just shapes like it's I don't know.
Kind of
Look,
alien.
I liked it because
Can't figure it right out.
I agree that I think other than the Sega Genesis controller, the Xbox 360 controller is the best controller.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I mean, if you've made something the best, you don't really need to change it a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I actually did like the look of the D-pad. The D-pad looks improved.
It looks like a good D-pad, yeah.
Whether it actually is improved remains to be seen, but it actually does look good.
I didn't want to get too far away from the game topic that we were on a second ago, but I do want to say, how the hell did you fuck up a digital pad so badly?
Well, here's how is...
Oh my god, it's fucking 4 directions.
Here's
Have you
the
seen
thing.
the Sega Master Controller?
Oh, that's the... God,
Yeah,
it's a
the
perfect
retro-
fucking square. Come
the
on, guys, I
retro
don't need an
controller.
aneurysm. No aneurysms during the podcast.
Well, here's the thing about the D-pad. I don't know how they got around this now, but at one point, it expired. Nintendo used to own the patent for the regular plus-shaped D-pad. That's why Sony doesn't have a normal D-pad either. They're just like
And that's
the
probably
4
why,
arrows.
why Sega had a square D-pad.
Yeah, they had a square one. Sony had like the 4 arrows pointing in on each other. Like it's all different designs to get around that.
But I would say it is marginally worse than the Xbox 360 D-pad. Marginally. Yeah. That thing was... Over is never not up or down. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense, guys.
Well, yeah, now that patent expired, so they're okay now, finally.
Thank God.
Yeah, right?
But getting back, any other games you guys would like to see? The Microsoft exclusives brought back?
Honestly, I'm interested... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Crimson Skies would be pretty fucking rad.
Oh, yeah. A Fable that doesn't suck?
There you go.
Luck.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, there haven't been those for a while, since 2.
Guys, don't say that too loud. Molyneux's going to make some crazy-ass promises again. We don't need that. Don't get my hopes up.
I would like to see a few more cave shooters which are exclusive to the Xbox and later they are going to port to the iPad.
That's true. Yeah, I'm looking at
at almost $20 a port. Unreal.
Really? It's only like $3 or $4 over here in Europe.
I think they all average around $17, at least for Espgaluda 2 and the original.
No, it's $4 over here.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I know it is over there. I'm saying in the good old US of A, home of cheeseburgers, apple pie, and getting ripped the fuck off.
I don't know about you guys, but I really liked Crackdown.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
The first one was Xbox exclusive.
Crackdown 2, not so much. Maybe you can kill the staff of Crackdown 2 and Crackdown 3?
Maybe,
Was Bulletstorm an Xbox exclusive? Because I had a good time with that game.
Yeah, actually it was.
Yeah, if they made another one of those, that was a very underrated game when it came out. I had a good time with that one.
Yeah, People Can Fly. What did they do last? The new Gears of War, actually.
Yeah, and no one liked that one. No one had anything to say about that game, one way or the other. But
Gears of War 3.5.
Yeah, that and God of War. Gears of War and God of War came out in the same 2 months, and no one had anything to say about
I think
either.
it was 2 weeks apart. Yeah,
it was, and no one had any opinion on either whatsoever.
Well, they were very mild opinions.
But back to it. I'm looking at my Xbox library, and literally every physical game I own for my 360 is not an Xbox exclusive. I'm interested in that Call of Duty Ghosts more than you'd think I'd be. I'm actually kind of intrigued to see how that looks. I'm interested in, what's it called? The new thing Bungie's working on. Destiny. That looks like it could be pretty damn cool, but that's not Xbox exclusive. I don't know, guys. I just don't see anything, and I think that might have been part of the reason they put so much emphasis on the sports stuff.
Right.
In terms of games, is that I can't think of that much exclusive to this system that I care about.
What about Sudeki and Kakuto Trojan? Come on, guys. I can't be the only one who wants sequels to these.
I don't even know what those
Can
are.
I? Really?
Absolutely, man.
You're the only one who knows about them.
Yeah.
No,
I just remembered another game that Xbox has.
What's that?
Dead or Alive.
Yeah, well...
well, no, because Nintendo...
Yeah, 3DS.
No, it's also on PS3.
Was it on PS3?
Yeah, and it's also on PSP and PS Vita.
It's also on 3DS, so you can see that jiggle in 3D.
Yeah.
3D.
Mm-hmm.
As for games, I'd like to say, as Marius said, Banjo-Kazooie or Conker's Bad Fur Day. But if they actually, did come out with something new in either one of those series, I could probably tell you that I'd buy an Xbox One just for that game. I probably would, and I'd hate myself for it, but...
I know, this is like I said, if Rare came out with a game in one of those series, Xbox would immediately win the next generation.
I agree. But also, I don't want to spend too much more time on this topic because we're already hitting an hour. But I just want to say quickly, fucking MechAssault. You're welcome.
MechAssault was great.
Yeah.
You heard it, Microsoft. Make it happen.
Oh, please. I didn't play near enough of that game.
Fantastic games.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think, unless anyone else has anything else to add, I think that might be about it for the one tonight.
Well,
we should say if you're going to buy it or not, like we did with the PS4.
I think I'm going to have to wait 2.5 weeks to give you an answer there.
yeah.
We'll revisit that after E3.
I have an answer, which is definitely no.
Yeah.
Because of 2 points. I'm a collector and I want to play my games 10 years down the line.
Right.
And I like Japanese games which never get released on Xbox besides the cave shooters. So,
That's true.
That's
I
been
think
my
you're turning Japanese, Marius. I really think so.
Yep. That's what that. I'm with Marius on this. Like, I've been getting more into Japanese games a lot lately, and the PS4, you know, it's more attuned to that market. So, like, that has all the third party games I like that are coming to PS4 and 720, and it has a lot of cool Japanese games. So I'm going PS4, not Xbox One. I keep calling it 720. I keep calling it that.
We should call it. Okay, I think we should change the name.
The Infinite Dingo.
What?
7-1.
The Infinite Dingo.
No, I was gonna say since it can be shortened to XB1, we should call it the Xbone.
I like the Xbone.
The Xbone.
I'm down with the bone.
Xbone.
The hip bone's connected to the Xbone. Da-da-da. Oh,
All right. Enough of that bullfucker, you guys.
Yeah.
Come on. Xbone it is. I'm going to change the category on the site tonight too.
Is that what Xplay was called after it died? Xbones. That was just a pile of Xbones. Anyway.
My answer right now is, oh hell no, because no.
You're not even going to wait till E3 to form an opinion?
I will watch everything at E3. I always do, but I'm honestly not expecting a lot.
Yeah, I'll wait for you.
You sound like my wife.
I'm not expecting a lot out of it. I mean, okay, they might be able to impress me, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to or not.
Just
really.
like my wife.
Yeah, I'll wait
She
for you.
says it every night, doesn't she?
Wow.
I can't hear through the tears.
So we'll see. But at the moment, no, I feel like I'm probably just going to go Wii U, PS4, and PC gaming all the way.
Yeah,
all right.
I guess I'm the only one. Forza 5, gotta have it.
No, I mean,
that's understandable.
I never sleep on a system. I'm going to pick it up. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just curbing my enthusiasm until I actually see some games I'm really interested in.
Yeah, I'll give it a chance, because, like, it is, like they said, 16 games being developed by Microsoft Studios, 8 new IPs. That sounds really interesting. If those are cool enough, then hell, I may change my tune on it, but as of
if they're
now,
not just 8 new first-person shooters.
Yeah, that's the thing, right, is there's that, and...
You're gonna get that on every fucking system, though, really.
Well,
I mean...
Yeah, but just the fact of what they chose to open with, like what they chose to open with, you know, reflects not just what the rest of the games will be like, it reflects what kind of business practice they want to, or not business practice, what kind of attitude they have in terms of what they want to sell. And that's going to be bro shooters.
Their perspective on marketability there.
Yeah, exactly. It's the most accessible thing. So if those new IPs might just be crap, like...
Guys.
What?
Okay, so you know how I was talking about Banjo, if, that were there?
Yeah.
That would be okay, well, Microsoft suggests that a historic rare property will be shown at E3.
Holy shit.
It's Killer fucking Instinct. Come on, guys.
No.
Fingers and toes are crossed. Mike Glacius and Folgore need to come back.
It's Battletoads.
RC Pro-Am. RC Pro-Am or Killer
Viva
Instinct.
Pinata 2!
I don't even care, no.
See, that's what happens when we have youngins on the cast. You can't appreciate a good Ultra combo.
I also, whatever system has Time Splitters 4, I will buy that immediately. So Sony, Microsoft, if you're listening, get cracking on that.
Yes.
It's probably going to be Perfect Dark. Just ask.
No, I don't know, guys. I think that, I hate to say it, but Perfect Dark Zero, I enjoyed it, but I think it kind of lives in infamy right now. Yeah. I think that they might be
enjoyed the hell out of it because Halo 3 wasn't out yet.
Yeah. You know, looking back on it though, it was pretty rough around the edges.
Yeah.
Although, god damn, that track that played in the nightclub,
Oh man,
it was incredible, was it not?
I should download that somewhere.
Hey, guys, we
Yeah.
aren't the only ones calling it Xbone.
Really?
Really?
I just read a tweet, and it said Xbone.
Huh.
All right, well we need
Spreading.
to.
It's official.
Spread
Our
it.
influence has already started.
Hell
That's
yeah.
right.
We are so influential.
They're probably listening in on us right now.
Oh yeah, IGN.
They have hacked Skype just so they can listen to our podcast before it airs.
All right, so
Yes.
before Marius finishes his thought, you wanted to talk about your roundtable, Jay?
Well, can I tell you something that scares me about the new Xbox?
Sure.
What's
go
that?
for it.
So, you know how you can just say Xbox on and it'll turn on?
Yeah.
The Xbone, yeah.
That technically means it's always listening to you.
That's weird. Yeah.
It's like, it'll be off, but it'll know when you're telling it to turn on.
You think your Xbone's going to narc you out, dog?
You'd like to unplug your Kinect? I can't let you do that, Dave. You know, it's like, just, oh.
It just starts singing Daisy, Daisy. Like
I'm scared, Dave. Will I
Oh my
dream?
god.
It'll be listening to every word I say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no like InfoWars conspiracy theorist, but that is a little disturbing.
But did you guys see the rankings of the best companies with security? Google was on top and Microsoft was on the bottom. So we are right now talking through Skype, which is owned by Microsoft. So hello, Bill Gates. Thanks for listening to us.
Hi, Bill Gates. Thanks for making a good computer once.
So, anyone else? Anything more Xbox One? Or are we ready to go into the roundtable?
Yeah, let's go.
I think we've drained this topic. So, roundtable stuff. Obviously, we didn't have one last week because I wasn't here and we were interviewing Troy. So, for those new to the topic, the roundtable is where we each suggest a thing. It can be anything, an anime, book, movie, video game, whatever you want it to be, for the rest of us to check out in the coming week, and then the rest of us do so. Last episode, we only had 3 of us on to do it. I suggested the Homestuck albums, Volume 9 and Cherubim. Andrew suggested John Dies at the End, and Bert, who was on at the time, suggested the RPG companion novel Cyberpunk 2020. I did not have a chance to check out Cyberpunk 2020 because I couldn't find it anywhere. Andrew, did you have a chance to check out the albums I recommended?
Yes, I did. I liked some of the tracks I listened to. I mean, I'm not a Homestuck fan. Yeah, I have not become Homestuck. I honestly don't plan on becoming Homestuck.
Oh, I'll turn you.
I'm gonna be turning into Animal Crossing in a few weeks.
Oh, I'll turn you.
But from what I listened to a few tracks. I enjoyed it. It was nice. I actually downloaded and added a few onto my iPod. They were pretty nice.
Which album did you listen to? You just listened to Volume 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cherubim is a little more concise. Like Homestuck Volume 9, the actual numbered volumes each have like 40-something tracks. I believe that one has 49, and so it's kind of more scattered. If you want this like a good concise album, I'd suggest listening to Cherubim at some point. All right. And so, as for this week's roundtable, we're gonna, since most of the people who are on right now didn't get a chance to do last week's, and it's been sort of a hectic couple weeks, we're just gonna jump right ahead into what we're all suggesting this week. And I'm gonna go first with an anime this week because why not? Yeah. An anime I just started checking out recently called Mushishi. It's available on Instant View on Netflix. It's an interesting sort of set of fairy tale kind of stories. It takes place in rural Japan at some point past the feudal era, but not present day. I want to say maybe, I don't know, I have no idea about Japanese history, but I want to say maybe the early 1900s or something like that. Or no, not 1900s, 1800s, what have you. At some point, not now. Basically following the adventures of a shaman named Ginko who travels through the mountains to all these small Japanese villages, helping people with mushi, which are these sort of Japanese spirits. It's very Japanese folktale, spiritual kind of anime. Each episode is kind of its own little vignette or its own little story, its own little metaphor, and they're all really unique. Like each episode, I think each episode was written by a different person, and they all have their own unique set of characters and unique. It's a very good visual style, sort of minimalistic, very mood setting. And I was suggested this anime because this is a weird way to be suggested in anime, but I randomly mentioned to a friend of mine that I've been dealing with insomnia lately, and this friend said, "Hey, this is gonna sound weird, but I swear this anime helps put you to sleep. Not because it's boring, but because it has kind of the same like soporific effect as being a kid and being read a bedtime story." And it's true, like for whatever reason, like watching an episode of this show before I go to bed, like it just has this sort of soporific dreamlike effect on you. It's a really interesting show. And so it's on Netflix Instant. It's very episodic. You can just check out a couple episodes or just skip around throughout the episodes if you want. There's only, I think, 2 that are at all connected to each other. But yeah, Mushishi. That's my contribution. Andrew, you're going next.
Oh, you caught me off guard.
Haha.
Well, what I'm suggesting, you may have not heard of it. It's something I actually haven't played in a long time. It's a Flash game online. Jay knows about it. He'll be like, "Oh yeah," once I say it. For those fans of tower defense games, there was a guy who created a Pokemon tower defense game.
Oh yeah.
And for lack of me not being able to think of anything else, like I just kept thinking about this all day when I was thinking of something for the round table, and I just figured I'd share. It's a lot of fun. You can create an account, get some Pokemon on there, and catch Pokemon, make them be towers, and pretty fun.
It is a very fun little tower defense game. I'm not well versed in that genre, but I can definitely vouch for that being fun. So yeah, it's free to play on there.
It's pretty addicting. It's you can trade with other people online. You can cheat if you want.
Surprising amount of content too, if I remember.
Yes, he updates it regularly. I don't think I've played actually in a year, but he's still doing stuff to it. It's still in its alpha phase, so it's pretty cool. Check it out. It's my thing.
All right, Trevor, you haven't gotten to be on one of these yet. You go next.
That's true. I'm not sure how many of you who have actually played, but I really would like you guys to play at least one of the Time Splitters games. So that way you guys can know what I'm talking about and why I love it so much.
Played everything but Future Perfect, so.
Well, you need to go on Future Perfect, because that's the best one.
I loved 1 and 2 immensely. I thought they were fantastic co-op shooters.
If you love campy action stories with the right amount of dramatic tension and humor, then Future Perfect is, I think, a perfect game. All the characters are likable, the gameplay is fast, it's fun, the weapons are completely varied and fun to use, and it's just a great time no matter what.
For anyone who listens who hasn't had a chance to check out Trevor's YouTube channel, Noiseless Mound, he did some awesome Let's Play videos of Time Splitters Future Perfect that I strongly suggest you guys check out. We have a few of them on the site, and they'll give you a good impression of just how awesome the game is.
Yes.
And they're first-person shooter games, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Time Splitters series is made by the team, David Doak, who and his team, who split off from Rare after making the original GoldenEye and Perfect Dark on N64.
Oh, cool.
Free Radical, God rest their souls.
Radical design.
Huh. Excellent. All right, Marius, your turn.
So I didn't even know this existed because I wasn't here and nobody told me about it. So I'm just going to recommend the first thing I'm seeing in my room, and that's right in front of me, an iMac. I want you guys to buy an iMac. Is that okay?
Okay.
No.
Go shell.
You overestimate the level of my income, sir.
You're Americans, aren't you all rich?
Yeah.
That's how this goes.
Ha.
I think there's a saying that only about 1% or so of us
You're
are actually
German, aren't you all murderers?
Yes, thanks for asking.
Buddy, I'm going into college this fall. I basically have negative dollars. I have negative dollars in the bank. But
I know how you feel. I'm still paying off student loans too.
do you have an actual thing though, or should we forego that?
No.
All right, good. Glad to hear
Thank you for playing.
Glad to hear you didn't bother to listen to the other episodes. Frank, last but not least.
Preacher, some bitches. Have any of you read the graphic novel by Garth Ennis, Preacher?
I have heard of it.
No,
I have not had a chance to read it.
First comic books series that I fell in love. I mean, I love the typical Marvel stuff, back in the day. I have very fond memories. But Preacher is a story that really grabbed me. It's a story of a reverend named Jesse Custer from Texas who has the unfortunate incident of a demon spawn, which is a child of a devil and an angel called the Genesis, crashing into his church, destroying the lives of everybody in it by incinerating them, and then the spirit possesses him, and he has the word of God, and whatever he says goes. The angels, the seraph, aren't very happy about that, and they send a master killer after him called the Saint of Killers, who was a ruthless zombie-type cowboy who is out to track him down and kill the evil within him. And various crazy secret societies get involved, and it's a very graphic, twisted tale. It's 9 graphic novels long. I think it's like 75 comics. But it's very dark, it's very gritty, and the characters are just fucking fantastic. I guarantee you guys read it, you will love Cassidy, the Irish vampire. It's got a lot of twists on Christianity thrown in there. It's a lot of it's pretty twisted. Guy fucks a fish at one point.
Oh,
fair
good.
warning.
Good.
But if you're not offended by a little
Fish fucking.
fish fucking. My favorite character is probably Arseface, who was immensely depressed after Kurt Cobain killed himself. And he shot himself in the face and survived, and now he is Arseface, and I strongly recommend you guys look him up on Google right now. And the scene where Jesse encounters his father, who is a complete racist hillbilly bumpkin sheriff, when they have their little showdown and Arseface runs in to intervene, it's just one of those heartwarming moments you'll never forget about. So definitely, Preacher by Garth Ennis, check it out. You can probably find the first issue free on Comixology, or you might be able to find the PDFs online, or head out to your local comic shop, buy the first book if you can. It's fucking fantastic, guys. I guarantee you'll love it and you'll want to read the whole thing.
Wow, Arseface is much more literally named than I expected.
Yeah.
That is one butthole of a mouth he's got going on there. Holy shit.
The real question is, what kind of fish was it?
That's
Probably a Noah or a river trout.
Great.
Interesting.
What else has Garth Ennis done? Because I know the name.
The Authority, The Boys. He did the first run of the reimagined Preacher graphic novel, or not Preacher, I'm sorry, Punisher graphic novels.
That's what it is, Punisher. That's what I know him from.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's great for weaving a pretty gritty tale. My favorite part of the series, you'll never forget the line, "Let's fist again like we did last summer."
Oh, that's great. I hope they had fun with that.
Check it out. They had tons of fun. Tons of fun. Gerbils and all. You'll love it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but, I'm only pulling out the really fucked up parts just for the sake of comedy. But seriously, guys, check it out. It's a great story. Hairstar is fucking awesome. Marius, I think you'll like him because he's German and fucking evil.
Oh, sounds just like me.
Nothing wrong with a
but is
former
he crazy?
GSG-9 occultist. I mean, come on.
Is he crazy?
Yeah. And he gets his head cut open like a dick, but you need to see it to appreciate
it.
it.
Cut open like a dick?
Well, he's bald, and he gets a nice knife wound through the top of his head. So.
I thought you meant as in how one would cut a dick, and I didn't know there was a specific procedure, a specific way in which you were supposed to cut a dick. I did not know there was...
like a hot dog. You do it vertically.
Ah!
Oh!
Am I the only dick cutter around here? Come on, guys.
You just might be.
Get with the program.
Sounds tasty. What kind of sauce do you use?
I love Audacity and its editability.
Oh, nope, that's staying in.
Well, how about we get away from this?
Why are you getting excited anyway, Marius? We didn't say it was sweaty.
Yeah, we didn't say females. Anyway.
Sweaty dick girls.
Anyway.
Let's get away from the subject and let's head into what we've been
playing. Preacher, Garth Ennis, rockin'.
Jay, what have you been playing lately?
Whoa, alright. Good transition. So, I got back into Borderlands 2, and I actually haven't downloaded the new character that got released. I'm going to soon. I'm probably going to do that when the 4th DLC drops. But I realized I never finished my my True Vault Hunter mode playthrough with my assassin, which is my first character. So I went back and did that. Went all the way from Bloodwing, from the whole natural selection annex to the end of the game in like a couple days without doing any of the side missions. That's actually pretty quick to do when you're packing 2 conference calls and you're level 50 and you've got the B for your shield.
Didn't they nerf the conference calls?
Yeah, but there's still the conference call.
Yeah, you got a point there.
There's still the conference call, and I still have one that sets everything on fire. That's pretty good. Yeah, play through the rest of that. That's obviously still great. I'm really excited for the new DLC because supposedly it's going to be the biggest DLC by far.
Of all the DLCs.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm definitely gonna start playing again. I'm gonna download Craig, who's the psycho character who you can play now. He's pretty damn neat.
He looks awesome.
He does indeed.
He is awesome. I'll get to him when I go.
All right, but besides that, I've been I've got Super Metroid on Virtual Console for 30 cents. I never played that. Like I call myself a Metroid fan. But when I call myself
such a good game.
I know. But when I call myself a Metroid fan, I really just mean I'm a Metroid Prime fan and a Metroid Fusion fan. Because I played...
They're both great games.
I played all the Prime games, and I played Fusion, which I love to death. But I just never had a chance to play Super Metroid, and it's great. I will say there's some game design stuff in it that's pretty dated. Like some of the platforming puzzles, or not even puzzles, but just some of the parts where you're jumping between platforms, and they have little parts where it looks like they're safe on the edges, but they're not, and you fall off. There's some really dated.
Are you thinking of the lava area?
Not even that. Yes, and also like 5 other places thus far.
Yeah.
Did you figure out why Metroid can't crawl?
Why Metroid can't crawl?
You want to enlighten our listeners?
I didn't know Metroid was a girl. Oh my god. Did you know if you complete the game on 200%...
But Metroid is a sexless animal.
Metroid is robot man. Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, look up the Miiverse posts for Super Metroid and you will have a really good time and also get angry at these kids today. Besides that, what else have I been playing, man? Just today I finally got the Sonic's Genesis collection on my 360, so I can finally play the Shining Force games that Frank mentioned. I barely started Shining Force 2. I just woke up from the witch being like, "Hey, I'm a witch!" And then I was talking to some dude in a castle, and that's all I've played so far. But
oh boy,
it's your new favorite game. You just don't know it yet.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. Honestly, I've looked up some stuff for it. It looks very fun, and I'm excited to start playing Sonic again. Some of those Sonic games I had on that DS collection, but it'll be fun to go through those again. And
also, Phantasy Star 4. You need to play Genesis.
Wait, which Phantasy Star games are on it?
2 through 4, but 4 is by far the best. 3 sucks 8 dicks at once, like a chain gun. They're all taped together. That's what that does.
That's just impressive right there.
Rotating, yes.
God damn.
All right.
Well, and
4 is fantastic.
Okay. I've been wanting to play those forever. One other thing I've been playing, I randomly got back into Pokemon Heart Gold. And I realized I'd started a new run in that game. I will say that's probably one of the best Pokemon games. Like that and the original Gold and Silver that's a remake of are probably some of the best Pokemon games in my opinion.
Did you know there is a 3D remake of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver on the internet?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like first person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's not what I want out of Pokemon.
I think about modding it so it works with the Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be
actually.
amazing. Holy crap.
I'd get it.
Hell yeah.
It's weird because you still are forced to walk in a grid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, the new 3DS one, you don't even have to do that from the new
Oh
trailer.
my god, 360-degree walking.
Yeah, right. Took us long enough.
You can sit on benches!
Yeah!
Yeah! You can look at a coffee
You
shop.
can ride.
You can look in shop windows at things that you can't buy. I'm so excited.
You see
only
your
been
own
15 years.
reflection in windows.
Yeah.
Guys, let's just reflect on the fact that there's a Pokemon named Go-Go.
Go-Go is
Just
my
laugh
favorite.
about it.
Go-Go Hey, the panda is my new best friend.
Pancham!
I love Pancham. He's so excited to beat the shit out of you. He's gonna do such a good job. But no, wrong Pokemon game. That one's not even out yet. But Heart Gold, I had started a new playthrough with a Totodile, which I had never used before because I'm not I don't like Totodile for whatever reason.
I always use it, and I even have a figure of it on my desk right now.
Yeah, I like it. I just for whatever reason I like the other two more, and so I've always picked those more. Even Chikorita, which I discovered sucks. But no, yeah, I started with Totodile. I'm at the second gym now, and that's a lot of fun to revisit that. I hadn't really. That's the only one I haven't gone back to since I played it. That and Black and White, just because they're newer games. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I believe that is it.
All right. Well, Frank, what have you been playing?
Motherfucking Ogre Battle 64.
Nice.
I bought the game years ago, as I usually do, and I put it on the shelf, and I've known it's fantastic, but I never got around to messing with it. I finally was rearranging my system setup in the front room, and I ended up digging that up, just gave it a shot. And, oh my god, is it good. Have you guys played the Ogre Battle games before I go on?
No.
Does it have anything to do with?
not.
Is it at all related to Tactics Ogre?
Yes, I believe, another Atlas game, but basically the premise is you start out in a stronghold, and you get divisions of generals who all go to interconnected towns through roads on an overworld, and towns are occupied by the enemy or they're neutral. If you defeat the enemy units in those towns or en route to them, you can liberate the towns, use them as staging grounds where you can get your health back, talk to the villagers, shop, and basically you're just moving along multiple waypoint path to reach the enemy stronghold, overtake it, and then you win the encounter. It gets a little frantic when you have groups of like 8 generals from each side trying to take your stronghold while you're trying to pursue theirs, and you're blocking off roads, you're losing towns you liberate, you're upgrading your units. There's a lot going on, but really it's just fantastic. If you guys have played Dragon Force for the Saturn, it's another very similar game. But that game has like hundreds of units per encounter, whereas this, I think the max units is 6 per team. It's very engaging. There's a lot of micromanaging, but it's not overwhelming. I'm really impressed, and I really look forward to playing through it. Aside from that, Jay knows where this is going next.
Yes.
Oh, fucking Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, God.
Finally got around to trying to finish that, and I've probably put in with having a child and 2 jobs and a wife, I've still somehow managed to put in like 30 hours in the past week. I don't know how I've done it, but I didn't sleep very much. Yeah, it's fucking cray, dog. And
it is one of those games, yeah.
It is one of those games. Now, I wish it was only 20 hours, because I've spent the past 10 hours grinding in the last dungeon to take on the boss. Now, it really bothers me that pretty much every boss, except for maybe the last 2, I had no problem with whatsoever, and I've completely hit a brick wall. I have invented so many new and delightful swear words in combination of cock, animals, and painful death. Like, I really have.
Yeah,
Seriously, I'm on my way to, I don't know, a Nobel Prize or some shit. I've been so diligent. I've tried so hard to come up with these new combinations of words, because they're getting kind of old because I'm saying them a lot, guys.
Yeah, I know exactly what parts spawned those, and they did that to me too. I came up with the phrase vibrant animal cock while playing that game.
You guys,
I think I fell to my knees and screamed, "You're raping my dog!" as I beat my head into the floor.
Yep, I think I did that one too.
I have a recommendation. Don't say cock, say rooster.
Okay.
That's
Animal rooster is kind of redundant, but I can do that anyway.
It boils this special kind of hatred that I very seldom have. And it's funny, because in the last episode, I had said how streamlined, how brisk the pace was for the game, and how it got everything right. Fuck, I did not know this brick wall was coming, and I'm really eating my words. I still strongly recommend it. It's a great game, but I have this sneaking suspicion that this encounter is going to come down to luck and luck alone.
It did for me, yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
How did you buy the game? Did you buy it through GameStop or through Nintendo? Those were the only ways in America.
GameStop.
Yeah, I did GameStop.
I got one right down the street from me, so.
Oh yeah, and I'll say, I like how you were playing with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck until almost the end.
I did hook up my classic controller today, and
Good.
I did
about
manage.
60 hours too late, but better late than never, I
Yeah,
guess.
I'm trying to get, and I don't want to prattle on too long, but I tried to get Charla's highest heal spell today.
Yeah.
And I saw the percentage drop. It's a level 77 monster where I'm at now, and it's a 1.9% chance that he will drop it.
That's pretty ridiculous, yeah. I never even tried to get any of those. I just didn't bother.
Well, at least that gives me confidence I can beat the game without them.
Yeah, you can. I did.
Okay. So who's next?
That would be Marius. What you been playing, Marius?
So I've been pretty busy over the last few weeks, so I haven't been playing much, but as you know, I have been backing a Kickstarter last year in August, the Oculus Rift Kickstarter, and I finally got a package from them, and I opened it, and in the package, guess what was inside?
Oculus Rift. Oh, no.
No.
Steambox.
No. It was a copy of Doom
Jimmy
3
Hoffa.
DFG edition.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and the console is still on its way. So, yeah. It should arrive like next week or the week after that.
At least you have a mediocre game to play until then. Wait, I didn't know they would send you Doom in Germany.
Yeah, I now got an uncut version.
Is that
of Doom
the first
2.
release that Doom got in Germany?
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
no, Doom
Some of the history
3,
books.
3 got released in Germany but cut.
Were they all robots? Sweaty female
I think
robots?
they had no blood.
Yeah, they did that with Mortal Kombat too, I think.
Fun.
Is that all, Marius?
I have been playing a bit of Hawken.
Hawkins good, yeah.
You ready to play it with your Oculus Rift?
Yeah, I prepared. I already got like 3 mechs on level 20 and 1 on level 10.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Alright, if that's all you've been playing, what about you, Trevor?
I'm still playing a lot of Guild Wars 2 and Fire Emblem for the 3DS. But recently, since my birthday is coming up pretty soon, I had a friend gift me a copy of Sanctum 2.
How you liking it?
Do what?
How you liking it?
I like it a lot. I saw a lot of the first Sanctum, and I really liked it. I just never got around to getting it. And I actually played some Sanctum 1 over the free weekend that they had last weekend, and I really enjoyed it. And so I had a friend give me Sanctum 2, and I'm not really into the straight up tower defense. I like tower defense when you're also on the field killing things. Like, Dungeon Defenders is a good example, and so, I really like tower defense when I can set up a tower but also help it out with my own guns and stuff. And so I'm really enjoying Sanctum 2 so far.
That's cool. It sounds good.
Yeah.
Is that all you've been playing?
That's pretty much it.
Alright, well then we're going to move on to moi. I've been playing some Borderlands 2 again because Craig came out and I just had to get him, and he is bad ass. Like, he is awesome. Like, his, every character comes with 3 skill trees, and honestly, I am in love with every single skill tree. There's this one that all revolves around killing. There's one that revolves around getting these stacks of, I don't know what they're called, just stacks of something that increase basically everything. And then there's one that just completely revolves around being on fire. And
So the inner pyromaniac in all of us.
He has a skill in the one skill tree that when you use the melee attack, he breathes fire. And
That's not melee, that's projectile. It's a lie!
It's called the melee override skill, and it just breathes fire, and it's awesome. I love playing as him, but I'm not going to get too burnt out before the next DLC comes out, which I believe is released next month.
Hell yeah.
Other than that, last night, my brother and I, we stayed up until about 4 o'clock playing Poker Night at the Inventory 2 on the 360. And man, it's a lot of fun. we as you know, Poker Night at the Inventory, you're going up against multiple characters from different things. Poker Night at the Inventory 2, we're going up against Claptrap from Borderlands, Brock from Venture Brothers, is it Max?
It's the dog.
No, it's Sam from Sam and Max, and then Ash from something I don't remember.
From Evil Dead.
Is it Evil Dead? That's
yeah,
right.
it's
Okay.
Evil Dead. Have you ever seen Evil Dead, on a side note?
No.
I'm bringing you over to my house and we're watching Evil Dead 2 some night.
Are you going to pick me up right now?
I guess. The car's not here right now, so I guess I'm going to have to run, but okay.
Yeah, have fun picking my fat ass up. But anyway, it's actually a lot of fun. I mean, I just learned poker a few weeks ago, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, they get repetitive after a while, but I mean, the game's mainly for the conversations. Well, I'm going to be picking it up for my Xbox because you get avatar awards, and you actually can win our GLaDOS from GLaDOS herself. So, like, who the fuck wouldn't want a GLaDOS for
That's
their
pretty
avatar?
awesome.
And
I guess she like turns the area around you into a testing chamber, and it like looks awesome. So I have to buy it honestly just for an avatar item. But other than that, that would be it. Surprisingly, I haven't been playing Monster Hunter. You know, honestly, the reason is because I'm afraid if I play Monster Hunter, then I'll just want to play more Monster Hunter forever.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's how it's been with you for weeks.
I've spent 130 hours into it.
He's spent like a month trying to elevator pitch me that game, and I still haven't done it.
I think I can just take a break. I mean, Animal Crossing will be coming out soon, and let me tell you about Animal Crossing.
Oh my God, you're acting like it's a good thing that you're off what's basically weed, and now you're just making the jump from weed to crack.
Yeah, I know. It's, I'm very excited.
Click, click, boom, episode end. So, you've been listening to another episode of Hey Poor Podcast. You can find us on iTunes at Hey Poor Podcast. Check out the website, heypoorplayer.com. Check out Marius' website, mushroomtomatoes.com. Tumblr page, you can find us on Tumblr at hppofficial.tumblr.com. You can find us on Twitter at Hey Poor Player and Mushroom Tomatoes at Mushroom Tomatoes. You can find the Reddit, the subreddit at reddit.com/r/HeyPoorPlayer. We're on YouTube as well at, you guessed it, Hey Poor Player, or it might be Hey Poor Podcast there. I can't even remember.
It's Hey Poor Podcast.
Is it? Okay. And
on YouTube or iTunes, you could always stop by heypoorplayer.com.
I said that, but we'll say it again.
Fuck.
Ha! I thought ahead of you. I'm perfect, and you can't change that. But no, and for anyone who wants to sort of play along with the round table, just to remind you, we've got, I'm forgetting the names of things now. It was Preacher from Frank. It was the anime Mushishi from myself. It was the Pokemon Tower Defense game from Andrew and Bert. I forgot. I called you Bert. And Trevor. God damn it. Trevor, I forgot what
Bertie overtones.
I'm sorry.
A Bertie aftertaste.
That's it.
Trevor, 1, I'm sorry. 2, what was the thing you wanted us to check out for the round table?
Time Splitters.
Time Splitters. So, for anyone who wants to play along with the round table, check those out and send us some feedback of what you thought of them, or even if you want to suggest your own things for us to check out, do that too. And I believe that's everything, gentlemen. So, until we reconvene once again, waiting for the shroud of E3 to be lifted so we see if there is anything good for the next Xbox. Until then, this is another episode of Hey Poor Podcast signing off. Oh, Andrew, before you go, I've been upholding my part of the deal and watching How I Met Your Mother.
You have?
Yeah, it's okay.
No, guys, you don't understand how.
That was a nice way of saying he doesn't like it.
No, it is okay. There's some stuff I really like. I'm just not a sitcom person.
I'm not either.
It's my favorite showing. Like, they showed The Mother a few weeks ago, and like
It's his favorite show. And so, to prove that that's dumb, we made a deal that I have to watch a season of...
What the fuck?
My God. My God. My God.
John.